Morning everyone. Today we're going to work on graphing parabolas in vertex form. And this is one form of the parabola that you need to be aware of. Now to graph this is pretty straightforward. Remember the standard form of a parabola looks something like this. 4p times y minus k equals x minus h squared. Okay, so what we have here is that format. We can easily identify the vertex of h and k, which is -1, comma 1. Okay, so we can plot that pretty quickly. So -1, 1 is going to be our vertex. And then we have what we call our p-value here. And we say 4p equals 8. So p would equal 2 units. Now that means from here up 2 units we find the focus, and from here down 2 units we find the directrix, which is the line here. Okay, remember we're dealing with the locus definition, so which involves both the focus and directrix, like so. Okay, so that gives us a focus. If you look at the point, just counting boxes, of -1, 3. So we write that down, and we label the directrix as y equals -1. Okay, and we do it in this orientation because this, first of all, the x is squared, so it's either opening up or opening down, and second of all, the 4p is positive, therefore it will be opening up. If 4p was negative, it would be opening down. Okay, now the last thing we need is we need to find just the general shape of the parabola. Okay, and we do that using the p-value again. This time we count from the focus out horizontally, we count 2p out in each direction. So in this case we're going to count out 4 in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4 in that direction, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 in that direction, because that is a distance 2p from the focus. And then you just sketch in your parabola, and there you have it. Okay, and that's what a vertical orientation looks like. Okay, so you have what we call a vertical axis of symmetry, which of course from your past mathematics studies, your axis of symmetry would go down the center like that. Okay, so I'm going to pull that out because it's ugly. All right, now let's look at a second example. Now this guy would have, notice the y is squared this time. This will have a horizontal axis of symmetry, and it of course follows the pattern 4p times x minus h equals y minus k squared. Okay, so if you take a look at that, that would tell us that our vertex is at -2, comma 3. Okay, and 4p would equal 6, therefore p actually equals 6 over 4, which is 3/2. Okay, so we're talking 1.5 boxes on our scale here. So let's plot our points. Our vertex is -2, 3. Okay, now because of the orientation here, our focus actually is, we move this way 1.5 boxes to that point right there. Okay, and our directrix is 1.5 boxes back in this direction, like such. Okay, so we would say that would be x equals negative, let me rewrite that, x equals -3.5. Okay, still pretty messy, huh? I gotta adjust my pen here in a little bit, I guess. That's all right. 3.5. Okay, and our focus is, let's see, our coordinate is -1/2, comma 3. Okay, and then again we use, to graph the parabola, we come out 2p in each direction from this point, the focus. So 2p would be 3 units. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then you make your sketch like so. And there you have your parabola. All right? The last example I want to give, we're not actually going to graph it. We just need to put this in vertex form. And of course, it's supposed to be equal to 0 here. Apparently forgot to write that. So to do this, what I am actually going to do is I'm going to move, notice there's only one variable squared in that signature to a parabola. So I'm going to move any piece, any variable and constant that is not associated with the squared term. So these guys are going to stay where they are, and I'm going to shift these to the other side. And that gives me x squared minus 2x equals negative 7y minus 34. Okay? Well, we're going to complete the square just like we do in all our problems. So I'm going to put something here and something here to maintain balance, obviously. So to do this, we do, of course, negative b over 2a. Okay? So I put a plus 1 here. All right? Oh, you know what? That should be a plus 34 on that side. So, and that is plus 1 there. And of course, since I've got my trinomial here, I now have the equation x minus 1 squared when I factor it. And on this side, I have negative 7y plus 35. Well, I do have a little work to do here because this is not completely in standard form. Remember, this y has a number in front of it, and it needs to be factored out to put it truly in standard form. So I do that, and I get y minus 5 inside. And that is in standard form. I know it's in opposite order what we looked at on the previous question, but it's okay. We can switch sides. It's easy. So this is the standard form of our parabola. All right, well, thank you very much. Hope this helps you with your parabolas.